Aloha, I'm Jo Jordan and welcome to Jordan's Journal. Today's installment, we're going to be talking with Candy Suiso from Searider Productions based out of Waianae High School. Aloha, Candy.
Aloha, Representative Jordan. Thank you for having me this
Hi.
evening, this afternoon.
Yeah. Well, this will probably air in the afternoon or the evening, so. We both come from Waianae. Can you give us a little bit of background about who you are and Searider's early inception and kind of where we're at right now?
Sure. Well, very proud to say I was raised in Makaha, went to Waianae High School, left for a while, came back to Waianae High School to teach back in 1986, I believe. Started Searider Productions, one of the co-founders along with Norman Chalk in 1993, just a former Spanish teacher that used the camera as a tool for teaching and saw how powerful that was to teach the language. So 7 years into teaching, asked the principal at the time if we could start a video production program. And the idea, just in a nutshell, the idea was to just start a video production program. Started with 85 students, 2 full-time teachers, 1 edit bay, 1 linear edit bay, and 6 high-8 cameras. Wow. 2 classrooms, no air conditioner at all. We would pack kids in, I remember that really fondly. But fast forward, I want to say almost 18 years later, we are now 2 standalone buildings, air conditioned. We have many computers, laptops, iPads that we use. We're using high definition cameras, tapeless. They don't have to share cameras anymore. It's almost not quite one-to-one, but they don't have to wait in line for their cameras. We have 8 full-time teachers. 4 of us are employed through the Department of Education, and the other 4 are through private grants and foundations, or just the work that the kids do to support the staff that we need. So we've grown. We've gone not just from being a video production program, but an integrated multimedia program which integrates video with journalism, online journalism, graphic arts, graphic design, and 2D and 3D animation. Wow. So we've come pretty fast, pretty far, pretty fast.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
Good support,
Yeah.
A lot of angels in our life, a lot of blessings, a lot of funding, people who believed in us from the start. No one does anything alone. It was a joint effort of just the community and people in the state of Hawaii and nationally that saw what the great work our students were doing and supported.
So the students, I know they produce certain products.
Yes. So right now, yes, they do commercial projects. So a lot of the things you'll see on air, public service announcements, commercials, quite a few documentaries. We've done promo pieces. We're doing a promo piece right now for Halekulani training video. We just got done doing some bullying public service announcements for the Department of Education. That's airing now on OC16. We also will be doing some vignettes for HIPAA, the Hawaii Institute for Public Affairs, numerous, a lot, yeah. So the kids, and we just, also for Disney, we did the cultural tour. If you go to the new Disney Aulani Hotel, our students were the ones that created the cultural tour. So they give you a little handheld device, and they did the animation, and they put together the videos for that. So their work is known nationally. Yeah.
So it's not only about doing film.
No,
you also do animation.
Animation, graphic arts, graphic design. And so the newest component of Searider Productions is our digital design through the, now with a new teacher we have on board. Actually, he's not new anymore, Michael Connor. He's been with us for 5 years now. So he's really built that side of Searider Productions, the digital media, the digital design side. So they're jumping ahead, taking the lead in creating iPad applications. They're doing the QR codes, QR codes. So if you come into our building, you can actually take a tour, self-directed tour using the iPad. Our kids are they're self-directed learners. We really, as educators, encourage our students to keep up with the times, keep up with technology, to give information responsibly through the tools that we have in our classrooms.
So you started off with roughly about 85
students and now we're up to approximately, I want to say 350 students in our total academy. We're a fully integrated, functioning Searider Productions Academy. So kind of like a school within a school.
Oh, a school. So
School
you're still
within-
based in
so we're still
Waianae?
part of Waianae High School,
Okay.
but we have been able to function almost autonomously as an academy,
Wow.
separate from the school. Still part of the school. Very proudly to still be a Searider.
So
But
the kids can come in at like a
they
ninth
come
grade
in.
level?
They come
and-
in. They can technically come in as 10th graders.
Wow.
But what we have done is we want ninth graders
Mm-hmm.
because we feel in order to be really successful, we want to get them. We wish we could get them at 7th grade. Actually, we wish we could. The sooner we can get them, the better. So we have been able to handpick ninth graders. The way that our school operates, we are what we call double dosing English. I believe that's about to change, but we really strongly feel that not all of our students need the double dose in English. If their scores are up to par, if they are great readers and writers, then let's grab them now. Don't give them the double dose. Allow them the opportunity to take more of our Searider Productions classes. So we have about 20 freshmen right now. Last year we recruited about 15. They're still with us. Most of them are still with us, and they're our stars right now. The student right now, our sophomore class, they are rock stars. They are just, they are what we call mojos. They're the mobile journalists. We're teaching them to learn everything. They're going to be the writers, the photographers, the editors. Some of them cross over to the digital the media side, and they learn how to be, they're artists. They are learning how to do the 2D and the 3D animation. So the senior, the younger we get them, by the time they're seniors, they will know everything. They will come out of Searider Productions ready to hire. Ready
to
for
hire.
Somebody grab them.
Wow.
Or ready for the next level, which would be higher education. So we're another thing we're doing is we're working very closely with UH West Oahu as they plan their new campus. They're going to have a digital media program there. So we're really working closely to help integrate our curriculum. And we also are working, and we've always been working with Lyric Community College with their digital media program. And of course with the University of Hawaii, we've had 2 students successfully go through their Academy for Creative Media program. So, we want to, our whole goal really is to just prepare them for the next step. What's the next step? Is it going to be work?
Yeah.
Do we have the workforce available, in Hawaii, or is it going to be higher education? Ultimately, to bring them back to our community.
Yeah, to bring them back, right? So
And
actually, your students, once they graduate, they can be work ready in a field, or if they want to go on for the higher education to get more in depth in a specific division of the field.
Yes, and we do. Another really strong component of our program is we want to prepare our students for college. We want every student to go to college. So, although not everybody will go to college, but for those who choose to, which is at least over 50% of our students, we want to make sure that they are prepared. And it's been a struggle. It's always been a struggle for us at Waianae High School. But the teachers we have on staff at SP are they all been very successful in building that culture to prepare our students for college. And if it's not college, at least we're preparing them for the real world and teaching them these skills that they need to survive in the work world, in a relationship, teamwork, cooperation, respect for others, respect for stuff, doing the right thing, just preparing them for
the world.
The world.
Yeah. But I kind of hear that you also expanded down to the
elementary
and interlevels.
Well, we work very closely with Luann Higuchi, who is the rock star teacher over at Waianae Intermediate, and so we get a lot of her students, and we can tell. So our whole idea is to do this. We used to call it the pipeline, but it's the Awai digital media that just goes from elementary
stream, right?
to higher education. And so if we really believe the younger we can train these students in digital media, the stronger we're going to be at our level at high school. So Luann Higuchi during the summer and during the school year runs digital media workshops for the feeder elementary schools along the coast.
Wow.
And then what we do, and she prepares them for her, because she has to recruit to her program. And then what we do is we hold digital media training for the high schools students along the coast. And actually, we've gone statewide, so we are
Yeah.
actually now a part of a creative media team of trainers. So we've identified a teacher, Don Yamamoto, on the Big Island from Waianae High School, Kevin Matsunaga at Chiefs Kamakahele on Kauai, and Clint Gima on Maui. So we're the creative media team along with John Allen, of course, our full-time teacher at Waianae High School. So we have become the trainers of teachers in digital media, because our whole goal is to build digital media in the state of Hawaii. You know, Waianae is just, we've taken the lead.
just a little hub, yeah.
Because if you look at, you know, the way the industry now hopefully is going to grow in Hawaii, and we want our kids to get those jobs.
Yeah,
you know, we want them to stay, and we want them to get those jobs.
As that the digital media starts to grow in Hawaii, and if we can court other studios to come here and build, you know, we'll have the pipeline. I mean, these kids can fold right into remaining here and having these high-paid jobs.
And we have to create that. We're creating. We're creating the students. We're creating the workforce. So now the next step is, how do we create the work?
Yeah.
How do we keep the work here? How do we, you know, build, whether it's going to be building the studios, bringing the film industry here, building the animation studios, especially because the biggest field, one of the largest interests we see right now is that animation side. And you can make films. If you look at the films now that are coming out that are animated, our students thrive. They'll sit there for days. They won't want to go home. They'll sit there at the computer, that 3D Maya animation, because it's so.
And you can do that anywhere. I mean, you don't need to do that.
They don't need to be in the classroom. They can be at
Yeah,
home. They can be anywhere. You know, because it's the schools of the future.
Yeah.
You don't need a classroom with a teacher teaching. It's global. It's global learning, self-directed learner, teacher as facilitator.
Wow.
We have to be ready for this.
Yeah, we have to
Hawaii
really
can
be
take the lead on this.
Yeah, we can.
We can.
I truly see we can. You know, because we were already producing the product for them. We just, those individuals need to come here and bring that infrastructure.
Yes.
You know, the studios, and because we've got the workforce ready for them.
And it's happening in every island. It's not just.
It's not just
It's us, it's-
Oahu-centric as you always hear.
It's every island, and the outer island students are creative. I mean, our students are just born with this. I mean, they're natural born storytellers, right? Historically, they grew up, their ancestors told stories,
Yep.
and it hasn't left them. And so every island has their storytellers.
So like our youth are like storytellers.
They're-
They use like modern technology to tell their stories.
And that's the beauty of our program in this day and age, and the way that we teach. It's around technology. I mean, a 2-year-old will pick up an iPhone now and know how to navigate that.
Oh, yeah,
Everything
I've seen
is
that.
right. And so by the time they're kindergarten, they are already navigating on the computer. They're playing with their iPads. They're learning through technology. So we have students that the culture, they grew up, they're natural born storytellers. Their ancestors told stories, and we've never lost that. Today they are creative, heartfelt storytelling that is done through these expensive toys that we have now to give them, and that's why when you look at the projects that come out of our program, it's just real stories. It's real stories. They're telling their story, and they get these toys to do it. And
So when you go to the outer islands, and do the students go out there and
we
help?
we've in the past, if depending on funding, so
Yes,
it's always a
that's what
funding
it says.
issue. But the last 2 years, we had the funding to take trainers, 2 teachers, and 4 to 6 students. We like to take the students because the students are the mentors, and they're the ones that are actually doing the training. So we have John Allen does the main teaching, and then we always have students do projects. We kind of focus it around journalism because we're part of PBS's Hikino, the first statewide student-run news,
Awesome.
which just won. Leslie Wilcox and her crew just won a national award for that. But we want to build the storytelling on every island. So we feel the best way to teach our youth is their peers.
They're peer-to-peer,
They just
yeah.
peer-to-peer, and it works. It's living proof it works.
That does.
So we try to, and the best scenario is we get our students to go out there to teach.
Yeah,
and
and
if they can't, then every summer we hold them training at our facility.
And then
And then we also will, then definitely we bring back our college students. So we have the college mentors as well as our high school mentors that actually do the teaching.
so it's like a what do you call it, training camp?
It's a
where
training
everybody
camp.
can come back and we do you know,
training for different schools around the island. We've got funding through Queen Liliuokalani Children's Center and the James and Abigail Campbell Family Foundation to specifically help the summer training at Waianae High School. And the whole idea was to just focus in on our area because we want to really build the Leeward Coast, the elementary schools, and then Nanakuli High School, Waianae Intermediate, and now we've taken it, expanded into Kapolei High School, Campbell High School, and Campbell and Kapolei. But now Kapolei is so good with Daryl Modella, he's running his own. And Campbell High School still comes to us to train. They're great. You see the stuff coming out of Campbell.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's our friendly competition.
So like during the summer program, you can touch even more kids.
Yes, so we run 3 weeks out of the summer. So this summer, the last week of June, we're going to be training Kauai, Maui, and the Big Island. We're going to bring those schools to us, and then they're going to go back and do training. When they do training, then we go there to help assist in their training. Then the first 2 weeks of June, with the help of the Campbell Foundation and QLCC, we're going to be training Oahu schools. It's viral.
Yeah, but
it's viral. It works.
It does work. I mean,
and so that's why, you know, it's working. So digital media is strong in the state of Hawaii, and it'll just get stronger.
Doesn't sound like you have much time off.
Well, you just make time.
Yeah, you do.
Just make time, yeah.
And
it's fun.
You enjoy it, obviously.
Well, I don't do it alone.
Yeah.
No one does anything alone.
That's
I have
true.
this incredible staff that gives above and beyond the call of duty. They're there from 8 to 8. School should be 8 to 8. We always say school should be 7 days a week, 8 o'clock to 8 o'clock. But they're there, and the students love what they're doing. We make learning fun. We make learning relevant. They deal with real-world issues. A lot of it is, issues that deal with our community.
Oh yeah, I mean with the PSAs, they talk about the issues now. I mean they talk about bullying. They talk about
drug abuse.
Drug abuse. Yeah, I've seen a lot of their
Speeding,
stuff. Yeah, they're really great educational component. It's just not about all animation.
Yeah,
I mean, they do a lot of great stuff, and I know you guys have won some awards. I know you don't really talk a lot about that, but I mean you have. You guys have been very successful at what you've done.
And it's just, and you're from the area. It's just really the best heartfelt students. We just have the most creative, I still say the most creative, heartfelt, loving students, and that can create.
I was totally impressed when I came. And you're right, here's your little laptop,
here's your iPad,
and
okay,
what do I
here's a
do with
QR
this?
code.
And it was the first time, really, wow, and it just like opened my mind to what I can do when you're in presentations, and that taught me something. I was like, wow, and then to go there and see these kids were awesome.
And they learned how to do that. They had to discover. What Mike did is he said, okay, we have to figure out how do you do an iPad, like Flipboard, those of us on, right? Or how do you create those QR codes? And so they said, let's find some resources. And there's not much out there, so they spent time on their own and figured out how to create these, what's the next step? And it's always staying one step further.
Yeah. I mean, I was totally impressed. I never would have expected that. And then just look at it, it's like what you would equate to a book before, and flipping the pages, but here you're on an iPad and you're flipping it, and it's giving you all this information.
But you can click on and see a video, or you can click on and see more pictures.
And it's all real time.
This is not, and this is now. That's why it's so critical that we need to teach so differently, because students learn differently, and if we don't, we're going to be left behind. We're going to stand still. Hawaii will stand still, if not the United States of America. We will, in education, there's all these other countries that have just jumped ahead so quickly because they teach, they keep learning now and relevant. And it's tough. I know it's tough. There's a lot of issues involved, but we always welcome anybody to come and visit us, because I really believe our students are living proof that this is the way that learning should be now. And it's not just us, it's other schools are doing it in the state of Hawaii, but it's
and it is your graduation rate out of your particular program has been very successful.
Yes, yes.
You
We don't
know,
lose too many kids.
Yeah.
They don't drop out, yeah.
And-
And over 50% of our students go on to college.
And I mean, those are staggering odds. I
Yeah.
mean, the kids going into your program are graduating, and more than half are going on to higher education. And obviously, the other half is probably going into some field
Work, yeah.
And being successful at what they're doing, because they're not only learning about digital media.
They know
or
how to
the-
meet deadlines.
Yeah.
They know responsibility. You know, they know teamwork, especially teamwork.
Yeah,
In,
I mean,
in this day and age, they have to know how to work with somebody, if not a team.
Yeah.
Because really, again, no one does anything alone.
That's true. In today's world, we all work together in some form or
You have
fashion.
to, and you know, we really encourage that kind of learning. We encourage the important things, life skills, but also the reading, the writing, you know, the math and the science through technology.
Yeah.
Technology is just a tool for learning.
And then
the real learning comes from
kind of like
it.
what you said earlier, that support network. And I'm sure you become like an ohana. These kids probably spend so much time together throughout their learning years that they become a bonding
Yes,
agent, and they keep that. I'm sure they keep that going out of
yeah,
the
it's
school
a
system.
strong. We have a strong alumni. I mean, any student will you know, proud to be. In fact, I want to make a shirt that says "Proud SP Alumni." But they're out there and they're doing great things.
Yeah.
And we hope that we make them proud. That, you know, everything that we do now, all the awards, and it's not just the SP alumni. It's any Waianae High School graduate, or just anybody from or associated with Waianae, or you know, on the bigger scale, the state of Hawaii. You know, we hope that we can, you know,
Yeah, I always have to
be
tell
that proud
people
moment.
when I tell them, what school do you go to? Oh, Waianae High School. Oh, you into Seariders? I'm like, no, that came after me. You know, so
Really?
Yeah, it's
Really?
kind of, yeah, it's,
Well, I graduated from Waianae High School, and I'm so proud to be a Waianae graduate.
Oh, yeah, I really
I
am.
hold my head up, and I mean, you cut me, I will bleed red and blue.
Yeah,
right?
really.
And I am so proud to be a Sea Rider, but now even more, just running into people that say, are not from Waianae High School, that will say, you know, oh, the Searider Productions, they'll associate with the Searider Productions, or at least now, you know, Waianae alumni can feel proud that
oh yeah, you
we're
feel
part
really
of them.
proud, yeah. I mean, it's one very key component to the school, and then how that has kind of rolled off into some of the other things that are going on at the school. It's really, really
And it's
impressive.
just the start.
Yeah, it's just the
just the
start.
start.
It really is just the start. And then to see, when I met these kids that day I went, I was totally impressed. Totally impressed. I mean, they were really polite. They were articulate. I mean, and I didn't even know how to operate this iPad. What is this? How do you work this iPad? It was
Yeah.
very impressive. You
That's
know,
our Waianae students.
those stereotypes are pretty much gone.
They can compete with, I put them against the best and the brightest in the nation.
Yeah.
And I'm, you know.
Yeah, I mean, they
confident
have. I mean, these
they
kids
have
get the
been.
opportunity to travel also.
They
right?
travel. It's very important. We fundraise every year to take our students to national conferences and conventions. In fact, they're going to be leaving next month to go to the Student Television Network National Journalism Conference in Dallas, Texas.
Dang.
So I believe we're taking 22 students and 4 advisors.
Oh.
And they do good. They compete. They share the aloha. They are the biggest ambassadors for the state of Hawaii. You know, and they compete as a group in 2 different competitions, and each of them compete individually for individual competitions, and they go to hundreds of sessions to learn from. And we really feel that they need to go see what's out there nationally, and they need to go out there and bring back what they've learned to make our program better. Steal the ideas.
Yeah,
and
it was
make
about
it your
that.
own,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, that's great because
So.
then it gives these kids an opportunity that might not have ever gone off the coastline.
For many of our students that we take, and we've been taking students to the mainland since 1996. For many of them, it's the first time they leave the islands, and it changes their lives forever.
Yeah.
It really does. I mean, it makes them realize, you know, that there is a bigger world outside of Waianae, let alone outside of Hawaii. And they realize Hawaii is just this little pinpoint in this big world. And, but it's great.
And in that way, they can see that it's just not about where we live, and it can broaden. I mean, you as an educator must realize, wow, to watch these kids blossom when you take them on a trip like that,
And
then they
just-
come back and their work is really expanded.
Yes,
and,
yes,
You know, and then
yes.
it can plot in their minds that oh, maybe
They
I
do
can go
more.
to school somewhere else.
And a
Maybe
lot-
I
yeah.
can be in this industry.
It gives them, it just opens their eyes to a whole nother world, and it also makes them realize that people appreciate your work nationally. You know,
Yep.
you're known nationally, and,
Yeah.
and you know, hold your head up and be proud.
And we're
you
part
know.
of that team.
Yeah.
We're one of them. We're an
And
alumni.
they're just such, you know, Aloha spirit is alive and well. And when our students go to the mainland, you see it. You don't even have to tell them to act this way. People just gravitate to them. They just, you know, they
Wow.
give out all of the little
Aloha.
macadamia nuts and the lays and the stickers, and everybody wants to
Hey.
be their friends. And
Wow.
it's real. It's genuine.
Wow. Well, I guess we're going to have to wrap it up.
Already?
Thank you very much, Candy.
Thank you
Truly
very
appreciate
much.
it.
Thank you for your support
Yeah.
and your continued support in the work that you do
Yeah.
to make our community a better place to
Thank you.
live.
Yep. We're all working together,
Yes,
right?
we're in this together.
We're in together. So I'd like to say aloha and thank you for joining us. See you soon.